My name is Merlin Lindemann, and I'm the chairman of the National Animal Nutrition Program. Make a few introductory comments to you, and then we'll begin with our program of speakers. Just a little housekeeping. Restrooms are right across the hallway over there. Wi-Fi, if you're interested in doing that at the same time that you listen to speakers. As you look for a browser, look for visitor. There is no password, and then just hit connect to the internet, and then you'll be in. We do have microphones over there and here for asking questions or making comments at the end of the day. Small room, we can probably hear you, but if you can and would use microphones, that'd be great. We are recording this session because we do intend to make some publications coming out of this, and we want to make sure we understand the questions you've asked or the comments that you have made. Let's begin now. A few comments. I'm going to start out from then to now. I'd like to introduce you and make a few comments about the previous summit, Summit 2015, as well as the current one that we're participating in now, as well as give you a little bit of perspective of what NANP was then and what it is now. So in 2015, we had a summit. The title of that was Animal Nutrition Research Priorities for a Healthy Society. It did have an impact. As a result of that summit, we have several funding programs that were established in areas of data science for agriculture. There were funding programs in the USDA and NSF that followed, not solely responsible from the summit, but it did contribute to that. We had funding programs in the area of the microbiome that followed that. Those funding programs were in USDA, NIH, and NSF. There was also some animal welfare funding programs that came out. So the Summit 2015 began not knowing what would happen, but funding programs arose from it. And so we have the same hope that as a result of Summit 2019 that we're participating in here now, that there will be things that happen for animal agriculture that contribute to greater knowledge and greater advancement and benefit to the society. So that is why, again, your comments at the end of the day and the discussion period will be very much of interest to us on the National Animal Nutrition Program. 2019, that's where we are today, producing food with animals, sustainability, efficiency, and security in the U.S., the subject and what we've asked our speakers to address from varying perspectives. A little bit about the NANP. On those two previous slides, what you probably did not notice is that our logo in 2015 was this, but as a result of the second funding period and the expansion of the program, we now have people in the NANP who are involved in aquaculture. We have small ruminants that we've added. We've added equine specialists to the program. So there's been change, and there will continue to be change. The National Animal Nutrition Program was established in 2010, a 5-year funded project. We are now in the second 5-year funded project, nearing the end of that. Part of our responsibility is, oh, excuse me, wrong button there, was to address challenges facing researchers, educators, and support agencies, such as NAS, and fill voids in the research and academic communities. We are one of 7 national research support projects. And with that in mind, I want to show you some of the diversity of our current membership. We're fortunate to have administrative advisors from the West, from the South area, from the Midwest, and from the Northeast. Our national program leaders, Charlotte Kirk-Bear, Steve Smith, both of whom are with us today. In the National Animal Nutrition Program, we have 3 committees that are working. I am chairman of the coordinating committee. Phil Miller from Nebraska is chair of the Feed Composition Committee, and Mark Hannigan with us today from Virginia Tech, chair of the Modeling Committee. A little bit about that. And my only point in showing this is not to show a lot of names, but to show some of the diversity. This is our coordinating committee. And you can look here, we've got the Southeast Georgia, we've got the Midwest and University of Illinois and Iowa State. We've got the West Coast represented here. The other thing that you don't see, but here we have all the species represented. So you've got aquaculture, you've got small ruminants, you've got the equine area. Also on our committee, as a liaison from National Academies is Robin Shane with us today. This facilitates very much the interaction and discussion about the nutrient requirement series that are constantly being revised and developed, and our communication of needs that exist for those. With regard to feed composition, what I want to bring in terms of diversity, we still have the geographical diversity, but now we have some diversity in that we've added somebody from industry, Casey Bradley from DSM, who will be chairing and introducing the talks after the break this morning. So continued diversity in the program. Also, I want to highlight that in this program we have 2 postdocs at the University of Nebraska, Andres Schlageter-Tello. These postdocs really, they're the engine that all the faculty members come up with a lot of ideas, but these postdocs are working very hard in developing a lot of the information that you'll see and hear about today, and if you go to our website. We go to the modeling committee, our second postdoc, Veridiana D'Souza Daly. The thing I want to introduce here is now we've gone across the border, we've got the University of Guelph represented here. So the program is not constrained by the boundaries of academia versus industry. It's not constrained by international boundaries. So as needs arise and as we understand more of what would be of benefit to animal agriculture, we will morph or evolve, or whatever term you may want to use, to address those needs. So how does the National Animal Nutrition Program collaborate with NASM? I guess just in summary, assistance to the requirement revision committees as requested and as able. We're not responsible. That's a part of Rob and Shane's responsibility in Banner, but we assist in many ways. You'll see a little bit of that in the next few slides in terms of the feed ingredient database that we have developed with the program, as well as some of the modeling support for a variety of species. If you want to remember how to find us and get there quickly, all you need to remember is animalnutrition.org. You put that in and you will go to our website, and that'll give you more information about who we are and give you access to a lot of the materials that we have developed. We also have another website that is in a current state of revision, the Global Animal Nutrition Network, where we're linking up based on your interest, expertise, your publications, ability to link up with other people around the world who've published in the same areas and are doing work in those areas. So here's our website. Just a few screenshots of that to just give you an idea. This website was revamped. In our older website, we had visitors from about 65 different countries over the time that it was up, so it was being hit. But a part of the diversity of our new committee is also age diversity. Some of the people with gray hair looked at that old website and says, that's a website, that looks nice. The younger people on the committee says, too clunky, I need to be there in X number of clicks, it needs to change. And so the age diversity on our committee has really contributed to improvement of the website. Okay, front page can describe who we are. You see a bit of some of the places already. This has been changed so that you can access Summit 2019. We had on there the program and things that we would be about today. Just a few places to show a bit of what we've got there. We've got some of the publications we've done, different workshops, refereed publications that are peer-reviewed. That's available. What we do is available for people to go back and see and continue to benefit from. In the modeling area, there'll be a couple slides on this you show, but you can find old nutrition requirement models. They're available for you. You can download those, you can use them. In the feed database area, just a picture of that, feed composition, a variety of filtering capabilities. Just like last week, we approved funding to make some further changes on this in terms of filtering that would enable stakeholders to be more precise in what they get and what they print out. So continuing evolution of that. Just as an example, for the nutrition requirement series that go on, one of the biggest problems is developing a database to use for the feedstuffs for the different species. With what the NANP committee has done and access to this for the beef revision in 2016, at that point, they had a database that had over 2 million data points You look at the different nutrients and the different feedstuffs. So a huge database that's available to our nutrient revision committees. What I think is an undiscovered treasure trove of information is these code examples, statistical analysis, a variety of things available for developing researchers, graduate students. If you want to know how to do something, here's a place to go and find examples of that. Future goals, we want to continue to make that database more dynamic, current, and robust. That will continue. I'd just highlight that the modeling workshops at society meetings that our modeling group is putting on is really training the future nutritionists, training future researchers in terms of modeling as a way to determine nutrient requirement estimates. That's going on at the dairy science meetings, the animal science meetings, poultry science, and equine science society meetings. So very, very large involvement there. So I looked a little bit at from then to now, but really today I want to look at from now to tomorrow. What are the opportunities? What are the constrictions, restrictions that we have on us? If we can identify those, we'd be very happy about that. And so we come back to being here today for this purpose. Really hope that you get benefit out of it, but we want to hear what your perspective is on what is presented today as we develop our new rewriting of program for the next 5 years and as we put together publications as a result of this. With that, I'm very happy that the program come up. We've got experts in a lot of species areas, but we haven't restricted ourselves to the animals. At the end of the day, we have a talk sociological impact of animal agriculture in our rural communities. Starting out, we have a more global perspective of animals in the food need, food desire worldwide. We also have an environmental perspective in terms of animal agricultural impact on the environment. So gone beyond just the animal and talking about society as a whole. So with that in mind, I'm going to turn the program over to Don Bites. Don Bites is chaired our program committee that put this together. And so Don, thank you very much for the work you've done. And please introduce us to our speakers.